see how I am with my relationship with math.
And right now, I see that like I said, you're working, you're doing your stuff, and you're doing the other stuff, helping with the kids and everything else. Do you feel that you're doing this because you want to give back, or you're doing this because you're making money, or you're doing this because you see what you're doing, you're giving these kids a role model?
I think it's a little bit of everything, because as a student, you know, I would remember my tutors. One of my tutors, she graduated from I think it was University of San Diego. Okay. And her name was Sandra Vargas, and she came over here in the summer, and she studied law. So when she went back, she I think finished her law degree, and for a while she was working with immigration, like at a firm or something. So I would call her and ask her, hey, you know, I have a case for my aunt, you know, should they wait a little bit longer or whatever, you know. So I would call her, and it's been after so many years that she tutored. And then I still remember like past tutors that helped me for my classes in the summer. So when I had the opportunity to tutor, I was like, yes, partly for the job, you know, for the money, but also because I know the students, I know their older brothers and sisters that were in the program as well. So I know where they're coming from also. And that actually helps, because as a student, I was always shy, I didn't ask questions. So as a tutor, I know where they're coming from if they don't want to say anything. So you kind of know, like, oh, you know, they're struggling, but they don't want to ask anything. Yeah, so.
Just like relating to them helps a lot.
Well, no, please go ahead.
I'll say also just working with the students, because I know sometimes like we're all from San Jacinto, so we go to St. Anthony's Church. Okay. And then students come out like, oh, Mapa, this is my tutor Marisol. So that's how
like how you see them at the city or whatever.
So like, usually when you're in the school, you see a teacher in like Walmart or whatever store, you think it's weird, like what are they doing here? So
I thought, like I said, when I thought my teachers were from aliens, because you never saw them in your neighborhood.
You don't see them.
Yeah, right. But now, because of this particular program, they get to see you, and they know that you're human.
And they still think it's weird if they see us at Walmart. They'll go to tutoring and they'll talk to Eva or whoever was the advisor at the time, and like, I saw somebody sold at Walmart, and she was like, well, what's she doing? Buying stuff. They still think it's weird.
Oh, you're on the MIB list of aliens. Like I said, the one thing I do see about the particular program, they get to see that you're actually human just like they are, and you shop at the same stores, you grew up in the same, you go to the same church.
The thing that I think helps them a lot is that they can relate to us, we can relate to them, so it builds confidence and more trust to them.
And that's a good thing, because if the problem ever arises, they need someone to talk to. In different situations, they know they can come to you and talk to you.
Because sometimes in tutoring, they go for homework, but also they go like just to have someone to listen to them, and
or just to vent, like, oh, you know, I had a crappy day or whatever, and then like I'll feel so much better.
And then evil parents like I still am, you know, and it gives them, like I said, someone else to talk to. And again, and talking, as you do know, is a which we don't do now. See, back in dinosaur days when I lived, we had to go knock on the door, and you would, you know, say, you know, Mr. or Mrs., you know, is Jimmy home and everything else. And now you just put the little texting, and you got cell phones and.
But I think also with that, like with the Facebook and the IMing and the texts, sometimes it becomes too impersonal. Like you miss the interaction face to face sometimes.
Right.
You know?
I'm still old school in a way. Like I know when everyone gets their checks, they get direct deposit. I still get my check in the mail. I go to Wells Fargo. I walk in, I deposit, and
I prefer direct deposit.
I don't really trust technology. I know I have to. Or it's advancing, so you have to move along with it. But I still like the interaction.
And so you both like the apps, but you don't like the apps when it comes to certain things. You still want to be able to talk and have the interaction, have that one-on-one feeling to make the actual physical contact.
For the longest time, even though we both had cell phones, texting, if they send me a text, I'll dial them, I'll call them. Sometimes they won't answer, so then I had a result to texting.
But see, I can't read texting. I can't read texting. One of my cousins back home texted me, and I said, can you translate this for me?
Oh,
Because I couldn't.
I do
read
not
it.
like that.
I can't read it. I'm like, if it's not in full sentences, like that's what the school for. I mean, so I took all the teachers, Miss Maria, Dr. Reese. I mean, I took those English classes for a reason, so I didn't have to text.
And I'm still texting correctly as if I were to write a paper.
It's funny because Marisol told me that she was correcting one of the students' essays, and inside of the essay it had I am.
Or R instead of R.
You know, like
right.
And the end
and
is a smiley face.
They do know it's an essay, not a text.
Well, actually, that's the new thing now, and I can say that talking to professors, they are putting them in their actual term papers. I'm going like, you can't do that. You can't change colors in ink when you type, and you can't write, are you okay? Are you okay? Why can't we do that? Well, maybe in the next generation, when we get away from people like myself that use tin cans and string for communication, maybe we can get to that. But right now, you can't use texting, and that's why I won't. That's why my son doesn't know it. I don't know it. When my wife texts me, she actually writes it out because that's the only way I can read it. And then I have these big old glasses so I can read it. And that's why I actually write the whole word out. So I'm a very lousy texter. So that's why I learned to have my speaking spell on my computer so I can have it just speak my words out and pop it in there, because I can't text. You can send me a text message and I'll just stand there and But I don't know.
Ring.
I don't know how you guys can do that. But first of all, these aren't that fast, and I'm not that fast anymore. And you cut the words up and everything. I mean, I can't do it.
It's amazing. Like middle school students, even elementary, they'll have phones. And my first phone was when I started at Mount St. Anselm College when I was 18. 17, 18. That's when I first got my cell phone. Now you see freshmen, sophomores, everyone has a cell phone.
When I had my first cell phone, have you ever saw a movie called Lethal Weapon? You never saw it? It was old phone. My cell phone weighed 9.5 pounds.
Was it like those bricks?
Big bricks like this.
The ones from Saved by the Bell.
No, not even that one. It was like a big old box, like this big, and you had to sit it down, and you pulled it up, and you pulled the antenna up out of it.
And that was mobile?
That was a mobile phone.
Wow.
And you had to sit there and talk to it as the cancer was slowly going through my ear and everything else. And, you didn't take that many calls because back then, you're paying, 84 cents a minute, stuff like that. Yeah. Nothing could, I'll say that now, back when we had 56K modems. So you can imagine how slow we were going on the internet. When we did the internet, we had 10-inch discs. 10-inch floppy disks to plug into the computer. That's how old school I am. I'm back when AOL version 1.